Good evening, folks. Major Smiley, Mendelssohn, Tweedmouth here. Good evening. Hope you're all enjoying week 297 of 3 weeks to flatten the curve. Yes. Only me, I, Boris can carry brackets, bazookas, flattening. Right, thanks, Boris. So folks, hope you're all up to date with the old social distancing. Reminds me of when I was a young fellow. Made the fatal error, of allowing a to knock at the front door. Being young and eager. Young man there ran over and let in a tradesman. He was a gardener, window cleaner perhaps. And I made the grave error of allowing this gentleman into the lobby. Now, Papa, he chastised me. He said, now listen here, Mendelssohn. If there's one thing you must understand, it's us and them. You see, there's a tradesman's entrance for a very good reason. It's round the back, you see, and these people must be kept at a safe distance. When one meets them, the lowers, one must extend the hand like so, keeping a metre for oneself. They also extend, thus there is 2 metres between us and them. So it's always been like this, folks. Now you lowers must understand how it is, the 2 metre distance. So, and I believe the Scouse wants to have a bit of a rant here about the old PC and all that. Got to let the darkies have their say. Right, yes, thanks, Midget. Now, a lot going on about racism and ting at the moment. As we mentioned, I'd just like to give you some quotes here. In 1868, European Enlightenment philosopher David Hume, who majored Read in Eton, said, I am apt to suspect the Negroes to be naturally inferior to the white. There was never a civilized nation of any other complexion other than white, or any eminent action or speculation. No indigenous manufacturers amongst them, no arts, no sciences. You may say that's a long time ago. Nearly 100 years later, we have German philosopher Hegel, heard of him, highly known Hegel, said in his History of Philosophy, at this point we leave Africa, not to mention it again. It is no historical part of the world. It has no movement or development to exhibit. Another 100 years later, we have John Burgess in his History of Reconstruction. As American slavery was the consequence of nature. Quote, a black skin means membership in a race of men which has never created a civilization of its own kind. There is something natural in the subordination of an inferior race, even to the point of enslavement of an inferior race. Okay. In 1934, Arnold Toynbee, historian, concluded, the only primary race that has not made a creative contribution to any civilization is the black race. In 1968, Professor Trevor Roper, Royal Professor of History at Oxford, says the same thing. The rest is darkness. Darkness is not a subject for history. The new rulers of the world. European techniques, examples, European ideas, barbarianism in Africa, savages. I do not think we need to make any apology if our study of history is European-centric. So when someone says your name, I've been shouted at, thrown stones at, spat at, refused employment or opportunity to live, no victim here, and stopped 50 times by our institutionally racist, or more correct, somewhat educationally challenged British police force. The point is, that's not racism. This kind of thing. So, for people who say there's never been, and this is the real thing, professors and, have you ever seen a black judge on British TV? Is there any in the High Court? There's a Sikh. We have a Sikh. Ever seen any black professors, superior people on telly telling you anything apart from Professor David on BBC? Funny, isn't it? So, for these people who really believe this kind of thing, and this is what's taught at Eton, these professors, I've got 2 words to say to these people. 2 words to people to say, black people are savages, never had any history, science, art, anything at all. 2 words. The pyramids. The pyramids. The pyramids. Back on a mo.